Hello, everybody. I want to talk about mindsets and how mine has changed over time. I was raised in a very large family, not in my home particularly, but I had a lot of first cousins, second cousins, third cousins. We had huge family reunions. My dad had two brothers. I had a paternal grandmother, and then my paternal grandfather had passed away before I never met him. And so then my mom's side of the family had grandma, grandpa. My mom was the oldest of eight. Her brother had passed away also, I think, around the time I was born. And so that left six remaining siblings. I had a myriad of aunts and uncles, cousins, etc., etc. And so it was family. We gathered for everything. It was always pleasant, kind. We didn't fight, argue, etc. And I think everyone kept the peace for my grandmother, just to make sure she didn't cry. And so there's a lot of things my grandma did not know, that folks did not share with her to avoid her from having a broken heart. Um, so I was raised with, I think there were 20 grandchildren, including me and my three sisters. And then we had so many great grandchildren and I think great great grandchildren and so on and so forth. So I'm talking extensive. When my grandmother passed away, the family kind of dissipated, and what had been minor fractures became huge gaping holes in our family. And so um, the family has since kind of dissipated in a sort of way. I believe some still gather per se, and it's just not the same. A couple of years ago, I tried to stop by my grandma's house where my aunt still lives, and I got kind of a cool reception. I was allowed inside with my husband and stepson, and we didn't get past the kitchen. It's that is how it goes. I have tried to reach out to my aunts and uncles to no avail. Ran into this man, this just on a whim. I went to the Barry Manilow concert a couple of years ago. Met a gentleman who knew my family, my mom's family of origin, from their church in the Milwaukee area. And he said, you should reach out to your uncle. And I have tried, and he has tried, and I've had no response. I've run into family members that I never had an issue with. I have been ignored. My one aunt, my uncle's wife, she talked with me for a while, said, I have the same number, I love you, and this and that. And I reached out, and no response from her. And lo and behold, today, I was at a thrift store, saw my cousin and his wife walking around. And I didn't really say anything, and they were busy, and I was standing in line. They walked up behind me, and then I looked, to check out, and then I turn around and they're gone. So it's kind of like you turn on the lights and they all scatter. That's kind of what it's like, and that's just the way it is. Over the past, I think 5 years, actually 15, because when your kids estrange and they move on, and your idea of family was raising your children and hopefully one day meeting your grandkids, and that doesn't happen, and then you've been disconnected from your family of origin with your mom and dad, since your grandma passed away. That was 6 years. So in the past 15 years, I've really thought about what is the definition of family for me. Don't get me wrong, I'm blessed to have my dad's brother and his wife. They're amazing people, and we communicate and text, and they send me things from my grandma, and we just exchange niceties, and God, they're wonderful, wonderful people. So what you have to think about is sometimes what we believed family to be as children. When we start to see different dimensions of it, and start to reflect on what it really was, and it was for a time. it was just one chapter in your trilogy, your family of origin, and then you raise your own children, and then you're, left to your own accord. In the past 5 years, I've been married. I have a stepson, an extra daughter. I have friends who I consider family. I gather with people and we hang out and shoot the stuff and eat, drink, and we're all merry. So I want to let you know that there may come a point in time that the family you once held dear, it might not, it might not exist in your world the same way it once did. Um, I think a lot of times, if you look back along their mindsets, I was raised in a patriarchal family, and when you no longer have that mindset, and you no longer share those worldviews, gathering is quite different. When you no longer see yourself as a child and you're someone that has a voice and you want to say, well, I voted for so and so, even though you voted for someone else, and it, it, it's different. It really is different. So as an adult, choose people who are like-minded, and you may still have contact with your family, and maybe you exchange niceties. And then when grandma passes away or the patriarch passes away and things change and you part ways, and then you have to reframe. And there's 8.7 billion people in this world. I can guarantee you, if you get out of the house and you start taking up hobbies, you'll meet other people, and there's people along the way that you say, oh, we can be close, or maybe not. And that's the beauty of being an adult, is choosing who you want to be a part of your family. I have sisters from another mother. I have some best friends that I love beyond, that I reach out to if I'm not feeling well. Those are the people that I consider my family. I have new sisters. So I pray for those that I was once connected to, because I hope everyone is happy and thriving. I just, we sometimes go in a different direction. So don't be sad about it. Make the best of your life, and that's all there is to it. Have a great day.